So sorry, it's been a while since I talked to a camera, and like I don't know the correct volume I should be at right now, but hi guys, welcome to whatever this is, life update, video diary. I don't know, we're kind of going in on one topic specifically, but I guess it's more of a life update slash where I am right now. I'm in my bedroom, obviously. I don't know why my closet's slightly open, it's creeping me out, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's July 2nd, 2021, and it's a Friday. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm a little bit tired, yeah. A little bit crashed. I had a coffee this morning, so, but I'm in a good mood, and that's why I wanted to kind of talk to you guys. So a little bit of background info. I think it's okay to accept that we just suck sometimes as humans, and it's okay to suck or just not be good or just reach your expectations or society's expectations or your parents' expectations or your partner's expectations or friends' expectations. It's okay to disappoint yourself or the people around you sometimes, or just not even just disappoint. I wouldn't say disappoint. I feel like that's a little bit more heavy than what we're going for, but it's okay to just not be perfect. It's just hard for me to accept because I'm a Virgo, and we all know that stereotype. All my life I've kind of put myself on this pedestal, and it's not like I thought, well, no, I did think I was better than the other people, and I should accept that as well, that I had that mindset that I had to be better or had to look better, feel better, just do better than the people around me, that I had to be some sort of extraordinary person, this special, amazing person that just stood above everyone around me. And I think that's what destroyed my youth, destroyed my teenage years, destroyed just me for so long. Like, it destroyed everything I loved in life, whether it was friendships, familial relationships, romantic relationships, my hobbies, my passions, my relationship with myself. It just destroyed me from the inside out. It destroyed opportunities. It destroyed my life, essentially. This just expectation that I always had to be good, I always had to do good, I always had to do better, especially when it came to art, because I always loved drawing and drawing. I always loved expressing myself creatively, whether that be through art, like drawing, painting, or writing, or video format. It create that yeah, I was always very creative and expressive in these forms. And I mean, everyone's creative and expressive in their own ways, you know. Even if you don't think of yourself as a creative person, you just express yourself in a very different way, and you have a creative sense in a different way than the typical format that we see creativity expressed in, which is getting a little philosophical and deep, but besides the point. So I just always had this expectation of myself to just be a good artist and to always just deliver perfect art constantly. Like, none of the art I did could just be for the sole point of just expressing myself. It always had to be so I could create content for other people to consume, and in order to create content for other people to consume, it had to be good, and not just good to myself but good to other people. So it was kind of removing myself from the equation and just making myself a factory of content for other people. This has happened both with my art and drawing and in YouTube and how I run my YouTube channel, and just in general in my life, you know, social media, my general personality in real life. Like, there was a point where I felt like I had hidden myself so much that I just wasn't myself at all, and I became this unlikable people pleaser that wasn't people pleaser at the same time, because I wasn't pleasing anyone, I wasn't pleasing myself, so I was just not the greatest person to be around. And I feel like this is coming across as like hating on my past self, which it isn't. You know, I did the best that I could with what I had in that time, and I feel more sorry that I wasn't able to live out my life fully because I was so stuck in this idea that everything I did had to be for other people, and no matter what it was, even if it was just for my sole enjoyment, I had to make it good enough to be consumed for other people. It wasn't until recently that I realized that this was a big problem in my life, and this was the main reason I ended up going through an art block for years, where I couldn't draw, I couldn't really write that often. The only creative outlet I had was YouTube for a very long time. And that happened after my first semester at college, right before I dropped out, where I was, all throughout my teenage years, I was bedridden with depression and migraines, and art was my only outlet. As soon as it came to the point where all of my creativity and all of my art was just for school, it was like my breaking point. That was just like I think that's the point that destroyed me creatively for a very long time. But that's besides the point. That's all in the past, and we're gonna move to the present, which is now, and this is where the life update part kind of comes in. So like I said, for years I was really struggling with just accepting myself as is instead of constantly striving for better, to do better. I was living more in the future, more in outside of myself, rather than just living in the present and being happy with what I had in the moment and with what I could do in the moment. So like I said, that brings us to now. I recently decided to go back to school, give it another shot, because I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I just really want to do things for myself again. And going to school and getting my bachelor's for fine arts would be something that would be for myself, you know. I don't think an art degree is gonna do, you know, it's gonna change my life at this point. I'm 21, you know, I've been working in retail for years at this point, but it's a step closer, and this is just for me. Like I said, I want to go back to school, and I want to relearn how to do art, you know. I want to relearn the human anatomy, as well as different mediums from a teacher, in a classroom environment, in a studio environment. I want to learn again, and I want to have a passion for learning. I mean, I do right now, which is why I decided to go back in the first place. With that, I realized recently that I need to get back into drawing if I'm gonna, you know, go back to art school. So, oh no, my camera's dying. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting back into drawing, and as you can see, I'm allowing it to just not be good and not be perfect, and just be very free flow, very one line, very all over the place, because that's what's fun to me. I love drawing the female, not even a female body, but more feminine bodies, you know, and I just love drawing freely without having to really be strategic about it. So that's where the one line kind of free spirited drawing comes from, and I've been really enjoying it. It's been really fun to just do while I'm watching YouTube videos or while I'm just sitting at my desk. And I don't know when I reached this point of just accepting that my art doesn't have to be fucking Instagrammable or, you know, ready to go up in the museum or ready to be published on DeviantArt. It can just be art that's just there for me to enjoy. And with me now enjoying my art, I feel more ready to share it with other people. I've been posting on Instagram a lot more of just my sketches and my little doodles and my sketchbook, and because my Instagram is more exclusively to my friends, you can still follow me there, of course, if you're nice about it. But it feels like I'm just ready to be myself again, or for the first time in my life. I'm just ready to be myself, to accept myself, and I am so grateful that I have people around me that will accept that part of me unconditionally, or accept me unconditionally, because I accept the people around me unconditionally as they are, and I should allow the same for myself. So pat myself on the back for getting this far. I'm doing okay, and I'm really happy with where I am right now. I'm really proud of myself for getting here. It was a long time coming, and if you're that teenager that skips school all the time and lays in bed under the covers or is just at their computer watching Minecraft YouTube videos to escape from real life because it's all just so much, I can guarantee you that it gets better. It also gets worse before it gets better, and life is always gonna have sucky things. It's always gonna suck, it's always gonna be hard and difficult, but you get better and you learn to cope with things a lot better as you get older. You mature a lot more and you're able to handle a lot more. That being said, God, I can't believe I became one of those people that said it gets better, but it got better for me, and I feel better. You find better people, you find better things, you find yourself, and all just gets a lot easier, which is, again, easier said than done. Took a long time, and I'm sure I will deal with more shit in the future. That's his life, but that's okay. I'll accept things as they come. I charged my camera a little bit, but we're back. Okay. Even just this week, I had a very tough day at the DMV, and I really wanted to give up on something that I really started to want for myself, and that would be amazing or just good in general for my life and be a step forward, just because I've reached so many roadblocks with it. But I was initially mad, and like I said, I wanted to give up, but you know, if I want something for myself, no roadblock or just a wall is gonna like stop me from that. I'm a firm believer in the whole sense of like, if it's meant for you, it'll be for you, but also you should work hard for the things that you want for your life. Because I want something for my life, I'll work hard for it no matter what, just as I would work hard for something for my loved ones, you know, my friends, my partner, my family. I would fucking fight for them, so I will fight for myself as well. Essentially, it's okay to suck sometimes. It's okay to hate results or your results. It's okay to hate outcomes, but you have to learn to just remove the outcome from the process. If you really enjoy the process of creating or the process of doing something, if you just remove the outcome, the process becomes a whole lot easier and more fun, and you're gonna end up liking what you end up creating a lot more, because you're allowing yourself to freely create and express yourself, rather than just pushing yourself to make something so perfect, and when it doesn't come out perfect you end up upset. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at. Removing the process from the outcome, removing myself from the outcome, just allowing myself to flow. You know, whatever happens, happens. And if something doesn't work out, I'll move on to the next thing and find another route to whatever happy ending my life has for me. I don't really know how I got here. It's hard to kind of give advice on that subject of like, oh, I did this, this, and this, and then I got here. It took a lot of fucking up. It took a lot of destroying myself, becoming a shell of myself, hitting rock bottom over and over again, just going through a lot of hardships in life to get to a point where like I recently had a breakdown, and over a really small thing, but it was a breakdown nonetheless, and I just started crying. I was so frustrated with everything in my life, and I realized that I loved myself enough to realize that I deserved better. I just know that I deserve better in life, and I think I deserve better in life, and that makes me happy to know that I love myself enough to know that I deserve better. I accept myself as I am in this moment, and I accept my life as it is in this moment, and I find the good in everything around me and in myself, no matter what's going on with me or my external reality. But it's complicated. It's complicated, you know? Life is complicated. Feelings are complicated. Thoughts are complicated. But it just took a lot to get to this point where I feel okay with myself. Like, I look in the mirror and I'm not upset at what I see. I look in the mirror and I see a beautiful, strong woman. I look at the things I create and I feel proud of myself. I feel happy with what I have created because I enjoyed the process of creating it. So no matter the outcome of it, I enjoyed making it so much that the outcome doesn't have any effect. If it's a good outcome, then that's fucking fantastic, and I'm happy with that. But if it's a bad outcome, so fucking be it. I'll move on to the next thing, and I'll enjoy the next thing as well. And if, again, process. Yeah. Life's a big fucking process of, it's complicated, you know? Living life, going through the shit that I've gone through, it's just made me realize that nothing fucking matters. No one's opinions really matter at all. They don't pay your bills, or I mean, well, in certain cases. But basically, I just don't. This is gonna sound super wow, judgy, but I just stopped giving a shit about everything and everyone else, and I just started focusing on what made me happy, because I found that living a life of just people pleasing and just holding myself to very, very high standards constantly was just not working for me. So gotta live my life differently, I guess, now, in a better, more healthier way, preferably. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So I hope you're having a good night. I am. I'm gonna go chill in bed and watch some anime, and I'm caught up on My Hero Academia manga now, and I'm kind of upset about that because I was enjoying reading it, but you know. But yeah, alright, good night. I'd edit this right now, but I don't have the energy.